Pretty noisy here, but I hope that you can hear me. Now, continuing on our little series on true prosperity is heart generosity. So I want to read 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 9. Be diligent to come to me quickly. This is Paul saying to Timothy, written, not audibly, but written, for Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world, and has departed for Thessalonica, Crescens for Galatia, Titus for Dalmatia. So he's giving information and kind of like updating, but he added a little bit of personal, heartfelt narrative into his information about what is happening, and he said a little bit more about Demas having forsaken me, having loved this present world. So, in a way, we can say that it is a bit personal. Okay, it's a bit personal to him. So he was sharing from his heart and how he felt, and it wasn't something just conveying the situation per se, but sharing what he felt at that moment when he was sharing this. And verse 11, only Luke is with me. So kind of you can sense the emotion here. Only Luke is with me. Get Mark and bring him with you, for he is useful to me for ministry. So now he is elaborating, right? Only Luke is with me. Kind of maybe he felt alone. And get Mark and bring him with you, for he is useful to me for ministry. So, and really that, as I said, it was personal. And get Mark. So is this the same Mark that caused the split between Barnabas and Paul? And you know the story. Barnabas and Paul disagreed sharply, totally, I would say, to the point of splitting up. And so some people say this is the same Mark. That was John Mark, and this is the same Mark. I cannot be certain, right? I cannot be certain. I cannot prove it. It's the same, because many people named Jesus during that time. Many people named John during that time, and these are common names. One of the emperor of, I would say one of the top generals of Rome was Mark Antony, if you know him. So, but assuming this is the same Mark, because we see something so personal here. Get Mark and bring him with you, for he is useful to me for ministry. So this 2 Timothy is like many years later, after Barnabas and Paul split. So you would think that it is something so remarkable that it was Barnabas, the encourager, who brought Paul to see Peter and encouraged Peter and help Paul. Brought Paul to see Peter, encouraged and helped Paul in the early period of Paul's ministry. And what caused such a split? Was it worth it? Was John Mark worth it? Because John Mark wanted to go back during their mission because of family matters, and Paul and Barnabas disagreed because Paul was thinking that when you are in mission, it's not just physically being there doing the work of God. It is spiritual. It is faith. There's a spiritual implication that has to do with our faith. So if you don't have the faith and you just give up, and it affects the ministry because they were in a spiritual ministry, just as Jesus took the mourners, decided to have the mourners out before he raised the girls from the dead. Right, not girls, right? Girl. So there is a spiritual implication of faith. So if John Mark did not have the faith to continue in the ministry, and he wanted to go back, and he wanted to rejoin the team, and Paul refused because you don't have the faith, and we are dealing with a spiritual thing here, so there is spiritual warfare involved, and the disagreement was so strong that Paul and Barnabas split. And so here, through time, assuming that it was the same Mark, then there was a healing process in Paul, because it became very personal to Paul, to the point of he had to even split with Barnabas, who was with him from the very beginning. Not the very beginning, but quite early. So the process of time. So when we open our heart to people, believing in people, and bring them to our team, and bring them close to us, close to our heart, and they disappoint us, they feel very disappointed, and to some people they feel very hurt because we put so much hope onto you, and you did not value or meet our expectations. So, but some time has passed between what happened during the split to 2 Timothy, which was written at a later part of Paul's life. So, when we open our heart to people and they disappoint us, let the Lord do the healing. Let the Lord do the healing in our lives, and give it a time, the process of time. The Lord will heal us, and we can actually reconnect with the people whom we felt so disappointed with. God bless you.